Okay, bless, don't curse. This one's huge right now. Remember we talked about that? I used to say fault finding is not a ministry. And I realized that's not actually true. It is a ministry. It's just not one of Jesus's ministries. It's the accuser of the brethren's ministry. You know, we're told that God puts before us the choice of life and death, blessing and cursing. Now, obviously, that means choose him and salvation. Don't choose the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Choose the blessings, because in Christ, he's fulfilled everything for us. But James 1 makes this clear that it's for us as well, because there's the power of life and death, blessing and cursing in the tongue. And we need to really wake up to that right now. And I have a gentle adjustment I want to encourage you to make. I know God's had to have me do this. Allow God to adjust your heart right now. And one of the ways you'll know is one of my favorite passages in the Bible is when Jesus says, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And when I catch myself getting too cynical or getting judgmental or getting critical or really wanting to flame somebody online because if they've attacked me or they're really doing it wrong and how dare they, that's the time to remember one of the most basic but most powerful truths is bless, don't curse. He puts this on display at the very beginning of the Bible. The God in whose image we are made in Genesis 1:3 brings forth all of his creation in space and time, not by cursing, complaining, murmuring, or flaming the darkness, but by speaking light. He doesn't curse the darkness, he speaks light. This is such an important time to speak light. That doesn't mean you don't address things. It means you address them like Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego, and Daniel. Read Daniel 1-3 and notice how they speak to Nebuchadnezzar, the most wicked politician in the most wicked nation in the history of man. And they speak to him with honor and respect while standing against what he's doing. We're not even speaking to each other. Now, Shiloh, I love you, and I want to tell you you're part of the solution because I see this with you, and I'm so proud of you. But when you look online, you look in social media, Christians aren't even speaking to one another with honor and respect, let alone some of the things that are being said about politicians who we need to be standing against their policies. But cursing them? No. That does no good. You're working for the wrong team. Look, I get that there are questions about the royal family. I understand some of the questions. But some of the things that were said when the Queen passed were horrible. Horrible. What good does that do? When Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, things that were said were horrible. I didn't agree with most of her policies and decisions. But what good does cursing do? Well, it does no good. It's powerful, it's effective, but for the wrong team. Don't release darkness, release light, especially when you're called to stand up for righteousness. In other words, you've heard me say so many times, because I need to be reminded over and over again, when we stand for righteousness, the only effective way to do it is when we do it in the character and nature of the righteous one.
Ready for more? Go to roberthotchkin.com for more teachings, more resources, and more information about Robert Hotchkin Ministries and Men on the Front Lines.